The turkey was dry, the room colder than the November air outside. My father's voice cut through the clinking of silverware. "All you do is take. You've never given this family anything." Silence. My fork hovered mid-air. Eyes shifted to me, then down to plates. I swallowed. Not the food, the urge to answer. Instead, I folded my napkin, set it neatly beside my plate, and stood. No one stopped me as I walked out the door. It's funny, I used to believe family was unconditional, that no matter what happened, blood would keep us tethered. That belief died the day I learned the truth. They never saw me as family. They saw me as a resource. When I was 19, I got my first job in finance. By 24, I was earning more than my father ever had. I didn't flaunt it, I just quietly picked up the bills. Mom's medical expenses, Dad's mortgage, my sister's tuition, even the groceries they pretended they paid for. They never asked outright. They didn't have to. Guilt is a leash, and they knew how to pull it. For years, I told myself I was doing it out of love, that it wasn't about repayment, it was about care. But there's a thin line between giving and being used. The signs were small at first. A thank you that felt hollow. My name missing when my father bragged about how he kept the family afloat. The assumption that my bank account was bottomless, that my time was theirs to command. Then came the betrayal. Not sudden, but sharp enough to leave a scar. It was last summer. My sister threw a graduation party. I'd paid her tuition in full for 4 years. When she toasted the people who made it possible, she thanked her professors, her friends, and my parents. Not me. Not even a nod. After the party, I asked her why. She shrugged. "It's not like it was your responsibility. You just helped." Helped? Like I'd carried a grocery bag, not her entire future? That Thanksgiving dinner was the final nail. My father's voice didn't just accuse, it erased me. All I'd done was invisible, reduced to nothing. I didn't argue, I didn't defend myself. That would have given them the satisfaction of thinking they'd hit a nerve. Instead, I walked away and started calculating. The plan was simple: remove myself. Completely. First, I stopped the auto payments, the tuition, the mortgage, the utilities. All under my name, all gone with a few keystrokes. Next, I closed the joint account I'd set up for emergencies, which had somehow become their personal ATM. Finally, I called the insurance company and canceled the premium health plan I'd been covering for both my parents. They'd revert to the basic plan my father's part-time job provided. I did it quietly. No warnings, no announcements, just absence. A month later, the cracks began to show. The first call was from my sister. Why did the tuition payments stop? Her voice was shaky, panicked. I texted back, "Thought I never gave you anything." No reply, just silence that said more than words. 2 weeks after that, Mom called. The insurance wouldn't cover her medication, she said. "They say the plan changed," she said. I cut her off. "I'm sure Dad will take care of it. He said I've never given this family anything, remember?" The line went dead. By Christmas, they were drowning. My father sold his truck to cover the mortgage. My sister dropped out mid-semester. Mom started skipping doses to stretch her pills. They didn't invite me for the holiday. I wasn't surprised. I thought I'd feel guilty, that some part of me would ache watching them struggle. But guilt only grows in fertile soil, and they'd burned that ground to ash. What I felt was free. In January, I ran into my father at the grocery store. He looked smaller somehow, older. He avoided my eyes, but I didn't give him the mercy of looking away. "How's the family?" I asked, my tone polite. He forced a smile. "We're managing." Managing? A word people use when they're barely holding the pieces together. I nodded, let the silence hang, then walked past him without another word. I didn't need to raise my voice at Thanksgiving. I didn't need to prove my worth in the moment. I just needed them to live without me, to understand what my presence had been by feeling my absence like a missing limb. Revenge isn't always loud. Sometimes it's the quiet withdrawal of the thing they thought they were entitled to forever. And sometimes that silence is the loudest thing they'll ever hear. They thought I'd never given them anything. Now they know exactly how much I did, and exactly what it feels like when it's gone.